America. We all receive statements from companies and the government with a simple message: go green, urging us to go paperless. Self-praise, often accompanied by a picture of a winding river or a green tree. Implied in these requests is the assumption that going digital is better for the environment, pushing companies to remove these claims, which are misleading to consumers and are not backed by adequate research. Paper or pixel. It has gotten a bad rap in the recent years, with claims that paper manufacturing leads to deforestation and contributing significantly to greenhouse emissions. Some of the claims against using paper are plain wrong. Paper making process is sustainable and claims to the contrary are consumer misleading, according to a paper industry expert. Paper was the most recycled commodity in the US in 2012, with more than 65% of it alone recycled. Forest cover has increased in the nation's northernmost parts by 28% from Minnesota to Maine, and in Europe, more than 17 million hectares planted in the recent years. On the surface, digital media appears more sustainable, with digital devices being used over and again, making it a renewable resource. But manufacturing electronic products leaves a carbon footprint and energy consuming. But a growing concern is about e-waste in developed and developing countries. With that, let's take a little look back at the paper industry history. Paper making is an ancient craft. It can be dated back as early as the 6th century. Due to advances in printing technology, the Chinese paper industry continued to grow under the Song dynasty, stimulated by the demand for printed books, paper money, and exchange certificates, which also geared commercial tree planting on a massive scale. The first mechanized paper machine was installed at Frogmore Paper Mill, Apsley, Hertfordshire, in 1804, followed by another in 1804, although currently it is a museum. This oversaw the paper chemical technologies for making the pulp from wood rather than grasses, undergo some major industrial era upgrades during the 19th and 20th century. Is it serving the environment or money? While the environmental benefits of going paperless might not be entirely clear yet, it certainly carries cost savings for companies. It is the bottom line which motivates companies from medium to large to reduce or eliminate paper documents by going green. For 99.9% of those projects, green initiative has nothing to do with it, just saving money. Until more research has been done on the life cycle and environmental impact of electronics, putting paper and electronic media against each other is futile. There is a place for both paper and electronic media, according to an expert in the paper industry. Ideally, we use both electronic and print media in a way that meets our social and environmental and economic needs. It is a whole lot cheaper to give employees a piece of paper than an electronic device, and the cloud storage that many companies are adopting also have high costs. At a more profound level, paper has something quite comforting. When the act of writing takes on a personal dimension, that's when paper and handwriting is superior to typing on a keyboard, according to an expert. Note-taking in conferences is very vital and often used by most people. Paper will always be around. It helps a fundamental part of human experience, according to an expert in the paper industry. Some notebooks competing with paper as electronically enabled pens have been created. Paperless future. Small notebooks offer to bridge the physical and digital worlds as part of an increasing move to eliminate the waste and confusion that piles of paper creates. With government and companies emphasizing and implementing electronic services, everyone reading news on a tablet or smartphone. I can now board a plane with an electronic ticket, but my passport is still on paper, and the document will take a while to replace. Paper says a key tool in office. Paper is declining slowly, but the sky is not falling soon, according to an expert. The current production volumes and sales are quite astonishing. Dominated by North America, the US, and Canada, Northern European nations, Finland, Sweden, Northwestern Russia, East Siberia, Russia, China, Japan, South Korea, Indonesia, Australia, Brazil, South Africa, Paraguay have also been major producers of paper. Current years, the US has been the world leading producer of paper until it was overtaken by China in 2000 and swallowed in subscribe.